I'm currently in China and I would love to come to the 4th Ladies Fund Entrepreneurship Conference, but I'll be here through videotaping. So I choose Ladies Fund because this is the only organization that helps and support women and works for women empowerment. So this was only possible through Ladies Fund and Dow Global Foundation that I was able to study in China as an exchange student. Furthermore, last but not the least, I would like to thank Mr. Saad, the Ladies Fund Advisory Council member, and his network that has helped me in fulfilling my dream and that has helped me in availing this wonderful opportunity, as this opportunity will provide me with an international and global exposure that will in turn be an important thing and important step for my career as well. And I would also like to help and serve Pakistan and Pakistani women who also wanted to have education in foreign countries and want to get their dream fulfilled. So this is a wonderful opportunity, and this would not have been possible without the support of Ladies Fund, Dow Global Foundation. So thank you so much again.
Please give Alina a round of applause. We're very delighted to have those words from her, and I'm sure Khan will say something, our Honorary Vice Council will say something very special today to encourage her and other girls as we hope to start annual scholarships and fellowships to China. Will you be kind enough, Vice Council, to guide us in your thoughts today?
Good morning, distinguished guests. Thank you for your nice word. And I do thank the Dow Global Foundation for giving me the opportunity to be part of today's program. It is really my great pleasure. And I'm very glad to hear that the scholarship student, she is very happy now in China to study. And I wish every scholarship student achieve great success in their future study. I really appreciate your giving me this opportunity to join you, and we share the same aim and we do together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Council. We have a very special announcement. Nafis Sadiq, one of the most iconic Pakistani women in the world, has announced that she will personally find a mentor in China to be there for Alina during this sensitive time where she doesn't know a soul. So please give Nafis Sadiq, who is of course in America today, a round of applause for that wonderful addition to this program. So we thank our Vice Consul, China, for honoring us with his presence and for working closely with us, not only to help Alina this year and inshallah annual students to China, but also to work closely to bring her into a community when she's back, that she can lead lots of relations and bridges between our two countries. Thank you so much, Vice Consul. And please take a photograph with Fundraising Chair Nazneen Tariq Khan. Thank you. We now ask. Thank you. We will now ask our Vice Consul to rejoin our audience as we'll move on to the next special program of Ladies Fund. Thank you. So we have Nazneen Tariq Khan, the fundraising chair, is now also going to present the latest new project of Ladies Fund, which is the Ladies Fund Distress Fund. Can you talk about that, Nazneen, please?
This is a fund which we lately started for all those children, fathers that have passed away or they don't have any parents around and they need help. So all the lovely ladies that are over here and all the people that up till now I have got in touch have really generously donated a lot. Why? Because education is the most important thing. We women, like when we are girls, we need to be educated because that we are the women who are going to educate our children in the end. So for us to educate the young girls who we can is the most important thing, and I really, to everyone over here and whoever I'm going to get in touch in the future, would like to say that please be generous as you've been to help all these children. So these are those children who don't have parents whose parents are jobless and they need to be studied and they don't have the resources, and we have been blessed by God with these resources, so a little bit of help to them will be a long help for them in the future. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazneen. Your passionate, heartfelt words, I'm sure, have moved the audience, and we thank you for your time with us on stage right now. Thank you. Now we have a very special moment where we will ask the wonderful British Deputy High Commissioner to join us on stage for a very exciting talk on the Karachi Literature Festival as moderator, where we have the magnificent Amina Saeed as speaker. So to introduce Mr. John Tucknut, the Deputy High Commissioner, who is now on stage. Please give him a round of applause, and especially for his ladies' fun pink tie, which he bravely is wearing today in support of this occasion. So John Anthony Tucknut, MBE, is the British Deputy High Commissioner in Karachi and UK Trade and Investment Director for Pakistan since May 2013. John previously served as the British Ambassador to Nepal. He joined the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in 1977. As a senior British diplomat, John has a wide range of experience and knowledge in international affairs, including trade and investment promotion. I will now hand the floor over to John, who will introduce our special speaker. The floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum. And can I thank you all for being here today. I'm greatly honoured, very pleased and grateful to Dawood Global Foundation and to Tara Dawood herself for inviting me to participate in this very important event. Just want to say a few brief words of introduction before I give the floor to Amina Saeed. Amina Saeed is the Managing Director of Oxford University Press, Pakistan. She is also the Director and Co-founder of the Karachi Literature Festival, Co-Director and Co-founder of the Children's Literature Festival, Co-founder of the Islamabad Literature Festival, and a member of the jury for the Jaipur Literature Festival South Asian Prize for Literature. Amina is the first woman to become head of a multinational company in Pakistan. She was also the first woman to be elected president of the 150-year-old OICCI. The greatest amongst her honours, I think, is that she was the first Pakistani woman to be honoured by Her Majesty the Queen with the award of being an officer of the British Empire. In addition, she has been awarded an honour by France for her contribution to arts and literature. She is also the nation's choice for winner of the 2013 Ladies Fund Pakistan Woman of the Year Award. Amina is here to conduct an interactive workshop, case study on the Karachi Literature Festival. I think we're going to start with a short video, and then she will say a few words about her involvement in the Karachi Literature Festival, expanding on the video, and also its role as a woman entrepreneur. The idea is then, after she is finished, I will then moderate the remainder of the session, taking questions from you, the audience. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Amina, come on stage with me.
boundaries, promote the spirit of change, connect authors with readers, and bring hearts and minds together.
A landmark event for readers and writers. Over 200 authors and a multitude of literary events.
I will have the pleasure later today to grant an award, knighthood in the French Order of Arts and Letters to Mrs. Amina Sayed.
Presenting a different view of Karachi and of Pakistan.
The whole event was planned with the objective of bringing intellectual enrichment and enjoyment. It was also planned for promoting reading, projecting writers, and showing the world that Karachi, indeed Pakistan, is open for business.
Reviving the art and craft of reading. Oxford University Press, Pakistan. The 4th Karachi Literature Festival.
We are here to celebrate and do our bit to promote reading. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, John, for a very kind introduction. I will the first question that's always asked of me about the Karachi Literature Festival is what gave me the idea and what made me do it. And I thought I would start with that. I've always been very conscious of the very high quality of our writing, the writings in taking place in Pakistan, the research, and of course our authors who are really world class in all languages, English, Urdu, Sindhi, Punjabi, Pashto, Baloch. And I always felt that they were not sufficiently appreciated in Pakistan and also globally because many of them were not available in translation in English and French and German. So the people outside Pakistan were not familiar with their writings. But above all, in Pakistan itself, they were not sufficiently acknowledged, recognized, celebrated, and there were not enough credible awards given to our authors. And after that, in 2009, I went to the Karachi Literature Festival, to the Jaipur Literature Festival. And there it was a revelation for me. I saw how Indian writers were regaled and how they were venerated, and the wonderful respect and recognition that they got from the Indian media, the Indian government, and the Indian public. And I felt that our authors deserve the same recognition. So that's where actually the idea germinated. And the first thing I did was to discuss it with the British Council in Karachi when I came back from Jaipur. And they immediately offered support to me. And I went to London and I met some people in the British Council over there. And they got me started and they gave so much encouragement and support. Then I came back and I discussed it with Asif Farooqi, a literary critic and writer from Karachi. And we decided to launch it together with the backing and support of the British Council and of course Oxford University Press. So in 2010, the Karachi Literature Festival was born. And it was wonderful because it was a 2-day event and we got 5,000 people over 2 days and about, I think we had about 35 authors taking part. And I just felt that my dream had come true because I saw that our authors were being treated like celebrities by our readers and the public. They were running after them with their autograph books, especially our young students. And it was really a very rewarding experience. And then on, we've had 4 literature festivals in Karachi. We've had one in Islamabad, and about 7 children's literature festivals all over Pakistan. Mashallah, they've been very successful, and children and readers have crowded to them. It's great to have put readers and writers together, because there's suddenly, a very strong connection. So that's, I just thought I'd give you a background of the festival, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Or if you have any questions, John, it would be nice to answer them. This is actually an interactive session.
Amina, thanks very much indeed. I'm going to come down in the audience with this microphone so people can ask questions. So please put your hand up and indicate if you want to ask questions. But I'm going to start with a question because I'll start off, and that is a question about funding. And that is always very difficult to start when you're starting a new event. How did you go about as starting something such as a literature festival? Especially in a city which is, yes, Pakistan has a proud history of literature, which you have mentioned, but how did you, a city which has got a reputation globally is not particularly good. So how did you start that off, and how have you been able to maintain that?
Well, as I said that in the first year, we were supported by the British Council. But we also approached many other sponsors and organizations. And I must say that we got wonderful support from the German consulate, who sponsored German authors, who traveled to Karachi from Germany and took part in our panel discussions. And they also gave us financial support, which covered our other expenses, such as the venue. And the main expense actually is always the venue and the travel and accommodation costs of all the authors who come. So we got this tremendous support from the German consulate and the German embassy. Also the French consulate and the French embassy similarly sponsored French authors to travel here for the festival. The various other consulates, last year, the Italian consulate sponsored authors, and we got an Italian author who had written a book on Ethi, and Ethi came to take part in the launching of this book. We got Russian authors, and various local banks in Pakistan, such as NIB Bank, have supported us. Habib Bank is coming on board this year. So it hasn't been difficult getting sponsors, because I think they do feel that the cause is well worth it. So I think sponsorship has not been an issue. And Oxford University Press itself is supporting it. Infaq Foundation supports the Pakistani authors who travel from Islamabad and Lahore. So that has not been an issue, and I think my aim is to keep it free, because we want students to come, and young people and people from all parts of Karachi. It's a very equalizing and a very democratic event, and I hope that with the support of our sponsors we can continue to make it into a free event.
5 years down the road, when you look back, what do you feel would be the most important goal that the literary festival would have achieved? Another quick question is that there's a lot of paranoia in every society. The literary festival provides a platform for an alternate discourse and perhaps dispelling some of our misperceptions. So in this regard also, how do you feel literary festival has been successful?
Thank you, Amin. Well, I think the whole purpose behind the Literature Festival is to bring together people from different views, and to give them completely, a platform where they can express their views. And we have covered some very difficult topics at the festival. And we have, I think the whole idea is that there should be complete freedom of expression, whether it's in a discussion, whether it's in reading poetry or writing a book, singing, reciting a sher, or even performing a dance. It is all about expression and all about free expression. And that is what we want to promote through the festival. And I think if we can, the aim is actually, there are multiple aims, but one of them is to encourage people to speak freely, to write freely, and to read what others have written, to get multiple perspectives on all issues, so they can then formulate, they can process the different viewpoints and make their own independent critical decisions. And I feel that in that we are moving in that direction very well. And we have had some very difficult topics that were discussed, but in a very civilized way. And it's a great platform for that. The other point, as I said earlier, was to celebrate and promote our writers in order to encourage people not only to read their books, but to try their own hand at writing. So encourage all kinds of writings in different genres, to get the viewpoints of people from other countries, from France, from Germany, Italy, India, Russia. Last year we had 8 countries, authors that were represented from 8 countries, including Nepal as well. And of course, as I had said in my closing speech, I also want to use the festival to project a good image of Pakistan, a positive image, and let people, and I think somebody in one of the newspapers had written, Karachi is about books, not bombs. And that is the image that we want to promote. And as I said, that Karachi is open for business, and we hope that this festival shows the way forward.
I'd like to ask, how far has Karachi Literature Festival helped inspiring writers here?
Help inspire writers?
No, how far Karachi Literature Festival has helped inspiring writers, the young writers who just begun?
Well, I think that is again one of the objectives of the festival. And as you know, we publish a book every year. But we offer a literature prize for non-fiction, Karachi Literature Coca-Cola Prize for non-fiction writers. That is offered every year. So I think a credible award is a good way to encourage writers. This year, with the help of the French Embassy, we are offering the first Karachi Literature Festival French Embassy Award for the best fiction writer. And I hope, and we are also planning with the help of the German consulate, with the support from Dr. Kilo, to offer a prize for the best book written to promote peace. So there will be these 3 prizes that are being offered. In addition, we publish a book by young writers. We advertise it in the media, and we ask young writers to send us pieces of their writing. Last year we asked them to write about Karachi, about living in Karachi. And we got, I think, about 600 contributions. And these were mainly from young writers. And we told them that we will make sure that at least some people read your work. And that was published at the Karachi Literature Festival, called Karachi in Our Own Words. This year also we have advertised for another book, again to encourage young writers to write, and we will be publishing it at the next Karachi Literature Festival, which is going to be held on the 7th, 8th and 9th of February 2014. So please mark those dates in your diaries. Ji, Pushpa.
Amina, you really did a very good job about that literature festival, and you said that you got an idea from Jaipur Festival. One question that did you follow the same pattern which you saw over there, or you had changed a few things in your literature festival? And you said in your speech that the Karachi is not for bombs, it's for books. We believe in this, and I think that aesthetics are the basic tools for any society to promote and to create better human beings. But sorry to say that a mindset is against of this aesthetics, the art and music and literature and books and dance and singing and everything. So you have started it. We are thankful to you that you are promoting this all. But just wanted to ask that you followed the same pattern which you saw in Jaipur, India, or you changed this thing here?
Pushpa, actually I got a lot of ideas from the Jaipur festival. The panel discussions, the parallel panel discussions. But I think the basic structure was derived from the Jaipur festival. But some changes were made in order to improve or make it more relevant to Pakistan. And one of the major changes was Jaipur, I found, was purely in English. So all the writers were either writing in English or had been translated into English. But here we included other languages. I mean, Urdu played a very important role in the Karachi Literature Festival. And then we included Sindhi, Punjabi, Pashto and Baloch writers as well. So I think the difference here was that we gave a lot of space to other languages. It wasn't just focused on English.
Amina, what was the criteria of selecting the authors? Do you think it's challenging to find authors from Pakistan?
No, it's not challenging at all. I think the challenge is in selecting them. There were many more authors who were eligible than we could accommodate. One of the criteria was that we wanted, if anyone had published a book in the previous year, we felt we had to include them. So if an author publishes a book a year, we'll have the author every year. So the idea is, but we do try to have different authors every year. But again, the criteria is that they should have published in the previous year. That's the basic criteria.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Here, now Amina.
Gigi, yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Myself, Muhammad Nabil Shamim. I'm a student of Iqra University. And you just said about the Karachi Literature Festival. I just want to ask that you said about expressions. And you also talked about singing and musicians and dancing. So how can a person who is good at music or dancing, he can, be the part of Karachi Literature Festival, and how Karachi Literature Festival can have that person? I'm good at academics as well, but alhamdulillah, I'm versatile. I am a dancer and a musician as well, along with the scholarship holder as well. So how can a person who, music is my passion, so how can that the Literature Festival have that?
Well, I'm delighted to learn that you have so many interests in the creative arts. I would ask you to send us some information about yourself. You can email it to Oxford University Press.